what's going on? It's LJ and I'm back with a vinyl update. The first one in quite a while. I've been just either busy with Christmas, life, you name it, or thread responses lately. I was looking at my last dozen or so videos uploaded today and I realized they had all been thread responses, which was just crazy. There's so many great threads going around. And then I kind of, every day I look down here in front of the shelf, and I know you can't see the bottom shelf, there's a whole row underneath here, off camera. And I'm just looking at them like starting to pile out because there's just a bunch I want to show and share and talk about before I put them away. And it's great because it reminds me to listen to them, but every day I'm like, damn, I gotta do a vinyl update, or recent vinyl finds, whatever. And so I finally grabbed, you know what, I'm gonna grab like 20 or so of the last handful of heavy metal stuff that I've bought and just show them and then be able to put them away. Listen to them a bunch of times. So here's the last bunch of heavy metal gems. I hope I haven't shown any of these before. Oh God, I don't think I have. So the first was Ace Frehley. This is Frehley's Comet. This is Ace's first solo LP after his Kiss solo LP with his new band Frehley's Comet. It has things like Rock Soldiers and Into the Night. This is a promo stamped copy, and that doesn't mean a whole hell of a lot to me, but for fans of Ace or just 80s metal in general, this is absolutely essential. Killer shit. Very actively seeking a copy of Trouble Walking, which is Ace's solo album from I think 89 or 90. If anyone has Trouble Walking on their shelf and wants to sell it, let me know. Metal Church, Human Factor. I know I had shown this because it was a thank you video to Mr. Fartboy79, Tony, who to this day will not take my money for this album. So Tony, if you're watching, thank you so much. I love this. It's amazing. Metal Church is fantastic. And of course, kept the Red Scroll sticker. Oh, this is in the pile too. I know I had shown this. It's Black Sabbath. This was sent to me by Lunacy, Steve. I haven't seen too much of Steve lately. Steve, if you're watching, really miss you, buddy. Hope you come back soon with whatever's going on. Hope all's well. An upgrade copy of Master of Puppets. This was worthy of the upgrade because it was in original pressing on Elektra from '86. Sounds fantastic. I love it. I want to say this was like $5. This was absolutely awesome. All original. One I did not have until now. This is a live record from Dio, Intermission. This is just fantastic. We have just a very young Vivian Campbell, who would later go on to Def Leppard on guitars here. Killer song set, killer record. Wasn't too expensive. Dio's Intermission. I'm starting to feel bad showing these in regular sleeves now because they're not Blake's. Upgrade copy of Sabbath's Mob Rules, the second. Or depends, some people kind of always play them back to back. The records Dio made with Sabbath in the early 80s, you play Heaven and Hell and Mob Rules, just one right after the other, and you just have the perfect Black Sabbath, in my opinion, and many others. And I know he came back for Dehumanizer, but that was a decade later. So Mob Rules, just an absolute minty fresh upgrade copy of that. There's another one I did not have on vinyl until now, and that's Black Sabbath's Born Again. Absolutely fantastic. It's a promo copy. So it's say $4, and that's not what I paid for it. It was a little less than that. And this is an amazing album. This has what's his name? It freaking skips my mind. Ian Gillan from Deep Purple on vocals, just for this one and only Sabbath record. Such an interesting period for Sabbath. After Ozzy, went through Dio and then Ian, and just what a great period for them. And it led into, that's a great album. Very heavy. And another one I didn't have was Seventh Star. So Black Sabbath featuring Tony Iommi. Kind of some weird things going on in the band there. Really only Tony still hanging around at that point. So is it a Tony solo record or is it a Sabbath record? Whatever. It rocks. It's great. It's highly recommended, and it's one I did not have. Picked up a copy of Krokus, Alive and Screaming. I'm a huge Krokus fan. I love them. Such a great band. It's a great live record from Krokus. If you like that sound, their sound, similar to new wave or British heavy metal, early 80s hard rock, highly recommended. Nice, clean, tight, minty upgrade copy of Krokus Headhunter. Mine had such a ringwear circle on it, even though the vinyl was nice, it just killed me to look at it. You guys know how that goes. So it's one of Krokus' Finest Moments is Headhunter. Screaming in the Night is on here. It's an amazing song. One everybody has, but mine was a little beat up, so here's an upgrade copy of Sammy's breakout solo album. Even though he had a lot of great stuff before this, this had I Can't Drive 55, which really put Mr. Parachuting Redman in front of the White House. Just a killer Sammy album. I stumbled on this little oddity that I didn't have, which is kind of a little super group. Sammy, Hagar, Neil Schon from Journey, Arlenson, and Shreve. So kind of a brief 1984 super group. I listened to this once when I got it. I can't remember it too much. I've had this for a month or so. It's not that it was bad. I think it was just pretty generic, straightforward AOR type minor kind of heavy metal, poppy heavy metal. But as far as, you know, Sammy Hagar and Neil Schon from Journey in the same band, I mean, not to be passed up. Killer stuff. And you know what, Rocking Lupa, if you're watching, I'm not sure if you've ever heard this or have this, but having Neil Schon from Journey, I wouldn't be surprised if you did. Got a nice copy, finally, of Sad Wings of Destiny from Judas Priest. This is an older pressing on Gull, the cool Gull label. And I have the picture disc of this I had gotten for Christmas. But this is just a nice minty copy on vinyl. So very cool. I know a lot of people will cite this as their favorite Priest album. It's not mine, but it's amazing. Nice upgrade copy of Unleashed in the East, live in Japan. Again, mine had a lot of ring wear, some damaged corners from being toted around for the last decade. So this is just a nice, clean upgrade. Great, absolutely kick-ass live set from Priest. It's fantastic. It's impossible not to listen to that one loud. This I did not have. Many folks will pan this, Judas Priest Turbo, as their hair metal effort, if you will. And it definitely is. It's a lighter Priest than you would have gotten on like a Screaming for Vengeance or Defenders of the Faith, but you know what? A good Priest record is still an amazing record, and this is just Judas Priest playing hair metal. There is nothing bad about it or wrong with it. It's a fantastic album. Highly recommended to anyone. Iron Butterfly's Ball. Still fitting in with that kind of hard rock, heavy metal stylings. I guess I threw this in the heavy metal pile. I was listening to like or similar stuff. Took the LP out there. So there's the inside gatefold. Very nice ad. I did not have this. The record is a little scratched, but these old Atco pressings, I mean, they're just like tanks. They're like the old mono Columbias. You can't let a few scratches throw you. An early Whitesnake I didn't have. Come and get it. This is absolutely amazing. David Coverdale, John Lord, Ian Pye, some of the folks from carrying over from Deep Purple that I played there. Fantastic early Whitesnake LP. God, that never shows up. When I saw it, I snapped it right up. Frank Marino and Mahogany Rush. This is Juggernaut, sorry. And Lazarus just showed this as well. This copy looks a little nicer. Mine has a little ring wear. But I've only recently started to get into Frank Marino and Mahogany Rush over the last year or two. This is just absolutely fantastic. Shreds all the way through. Another upgrade copy. Mine was definitely a little bit beat. Black Sabbath's We Sold Our Soul for Rock and Roll. It's a fantastic compilation from Sabbath, known to just about anyone that is a heavy metal or hard rock fan. This album is just well known and for good reasons. And this is just a brilliant upgrade. Of course, it's one of those beautiful black covers that shows just about every flaw or defect. And this one is near mint. Now, this is my copy of Black Sabbath's Heaven and Hell. And this was the UK import that I found, so I decided to pick up. I don't usually collect multiple copies of the same album, just because I don't, quite frankly, have the money for multiple copies of one album, or the space. And, you know, there's definitely collectors that get into that and dig that, and that's cool. You know, whatever floats your boat. But for me, I kind of just say, if I have an album and I have an extra $10, I'm going to grab an album I want. There's just so many on the list, especially since being in the vinyl community. But what I wanted to say here was, I've kind of played both, and I'm struggling to find an audible difference between the two, but I'm so torn I can't get rid of it. This US press at the top, you note the Angels, their dresses are kind of like a grayish blue, and on the UK press, There's a sticker actually, 3 pounds 29. The dresses are very blue. And of course, the differences being in the labels. We just have a standard Warner Brothers label on the US press. And on this, we have the Vertigo label. So both copies are just, you know, in fantastic condition. Almost, I mean, near mint, not even almost near mint. There's not a scratch on either one. Just, like I said, I really can't find an audible difference, and I want one to be better than the other, so I just can't get rid of either one, so I decided to keep them both. And that has been my heavy metal update. Still some piles of stuff kind of sitting down here on the floor behind me, and maybe I'll get to those in a little bit, kind of compartmentalize them and show them again, same thing. Always look forward to everyone's comments, everyone's feedback. I want to say a huge thank you to everyone that subscribed lately. It seems like every time I log in, there's just more and more and more subscribers. And that's so cool. I really appreciate it. Really, really dig and appreciate folks that just want to listen. So I'm not going to keep anyone any longer than I have to. Everyone go find something to do besides watch me and listen to me talk. And there's enough videos out there to watch that I should be catching up on now. Talk to everyone soon, guys. Take care. Ciao.